I'm so happy to be here with you, ma'am. We have Gagandeep Kang today, and she's professor, microbiologist, virologist at Christian Medical College, Gwalior. So, coming straight forward to the question that who and what inspires you to become a scientist?
I think the inspiration for science comes from just how much fun it is to be able to ask your own questions and then figure out ways of answering them. To come up with a question, you have to synthesize the information that is in front of you. And because for me, I work mostly with communities and with public health, the data is in front of my eyes. I have to put it together and then look at it and say, okay, this piece is missing and how can I address that? And then my team and I figure out how to address questions and do it so that nobody can have any doubts about the data that we generate. So it's about the quality of the work that we do and the kinds of big and ambitious questions that we are trying to ask.
Amazing, ma'am. Amazing. So, who are your women role models, and not necessarily in science?
Well, my mother is amazing. My mother is 85. She's a teacher. She still teaches. She taught all the time that I was in school, and now she volunteers at a school for slum children. She teaches English and history, but in addition to her teaching, she's someone who's always been very flexible, very adaptable, very solution oriented. You go to my mother with a problem, she'll figure out a way of solving it. So I think that's something I've inherited from her.
Amazing. Do women benefit from being mentored by older women?
No question. I think as older women, we have a responsibility to look after the young women who work with us and to help them to grow. I think what people don't realize that in science, and this is true the world over, but especially true in India, is that there is this huge old boys network. There's an institutional network and an old boys network. So if you don't belong to a government institution and you are not male, you already have disadvantages.
Yeah.
So for older women, I think everything that we can do to support and help younger women, we absolutely should do, because that's the way you recognize potential. And I'll tell you one thing, if you look at women who work with me, they may take time off when their children are unwell, when they need to have children, for all the things that are associated with your biology. But when women work, they deliver so much more than men can do.
Absolutely.
So,
no question.
You know, they're just used to multitasking. They can handle more projects at the same time, and they deliver in a very timely fashion. So investing in women actually pays off.
Yeah.
Even if you need to have a little bit of flexibility.
It would be my last question. I'm so sad. But yeah, one piece of advice that you wish someone had given you when you were starting out?
I think the best piece of advice that people could have given me was to tell me to believe in myself and what I was capable of. Because I think for women in particular, you know, academically, you learn to do well because you compete with boys in class or girls in class and you do well. But you never really think that you are capable of handling big things on your own. At an individual level, maybe, but to handle a team, to take on a project, to be able to run a project, those kinds of challenges and opportunities are not given to women. They don't learn to believe in themselves. For me, I think I got kind of thrown off the deep end and then realized, oh yeah, I can handle this. And the bigger the stage got, the more I was able to handle. So it took me a really long time to learn to believe that I could solve problems, lead teams, frame questions, frame ways of answering them. So this is what I tell younger women. I'm going to challenge you, but you can do it.
So we're gonna end this session, and I'm so happy to be here with her. And thank you so much for taking out your precious time. Thank you so much.
A pleasure talking to you.